Welcome to Sports Court. I'm Tamara Holder. A high school football coach just wanted to take a knee and pray in the center of the field after a football game. No harm in that, right? Wrong. The school placed Coach Joe Kennedy on administrative leave. But Coach Kennedy is not standing down and has filed a discrimination complaint. So, does Coach Kennedy have a right to thank God on the public turf? Joining me now via Skype is former NFL player and current pastor Terrell Fletcher, and with me on set is my friend and columnist Dr. Gina Loudon. Welcome both.
Good to be with you.
So, Terrell, first question: is this a war on religion? Basic question.
That's a layered question. One, I thank you for having me, but it's a layered question. I do think that what we're starting to see now is an oversensitivity to other things that are happening in our community. This has been a part of who sporting events have been for many, many years. It's been not seen as being controversial, or has it been seen as being anything that is offensive. So we're in such a sensitive world and a sensitive society right now that it just feels like this is another overreaction by the school.
Gina, is it sensitivity or is it a war?
I think it's a war. I think it's an absolute driven and funded agenda. They know that the atheists know that they can just go present these lawsuits, and that it's going to cost just as much money to, to just to have that happen to the school district. So the school district takes these measures.
But in this case, this has nothing to do with atheists. This has to do with the school district actually saying, this is part of our rules. This is part of the school district bylaws, or whatever you want to call it. This isn't atheism or Judaism or anything versus Christianity.
But they were probably threatened. That's my guess, is that they were probably threatened. Even if they weren't, there's such precedent for this to happen. This is happening all over the country, as you know, and so everyone's afraid, and they're buckling down and bracing for more lawsuits. They know these things are going to come.
So, Terrell, the coach didn't necessarily demand that the players join him. He didn't say, "Come join me after the game and let's all pray." Some say that this is what's called a soft form of establishment. How do you respond to that?
Right. Well, as a former athlete, I never at any point in time felt pressured to be a part of anything. And there were certain things that went against my own faith tradition that were either celebrated or activities that we could participate in. And just because the team was behind it, or a leader from the team was a part of it, we felt no added pressure as players to have to be a part of it. So I disagree with that. Particularly at the high school level, parents are more in charge of their children than anyone. So if their parents don't want their children participating, they can just tell them to don't participate. But I see it again as just a way far overreaching response by the school to a part of the game that shows goodwill, a part of the game that gives these gentlemen an opportunity to express some unity, and of course a constitutional right that we have.
Right, but there is a separation between church and state, and there are specific rulings by the Supreme Court. Gina, you know this, that the Establishment Clause prevents practicing religion like this in schools. So what about, I just want to talk to you about the polls, and the studies show that fewer and fewer people are going to church. Mm-hmm. But more people are claiming that they're very religious Christians. So my question is, why doesn't he just go to church? Why doesn't he just be part of the statistic that more people are praying either at home and at church? What is the point of praying on the field or in the classroom?
Well, as Terrell mentioned, there's great historic, traditional precedent for this. Whole teams used to pray together in high schools, and this wasn't a problem until these lawsuits started coming. But let's not forget, there have been no lawsuits on, for example, the Buddhist coach who goes out on the 50-yard line, same thing, and does his Buddhist chants. Why is this seeming to isolate Christians? You have to ask that question. And also, Tamara, he doesn't take off his First Amendment rights when he walks through the doors of that stadium. And so to say that he has no First Amendment rights just because he's there, if he's quiet, he's praying to himself, I would think that would be less an offense than the Buddhist doing the chants out loud.
Right. Well, he was in the center of the field, so I would not say that he was doing it to himself. But It'll be interesting because this happened back in October. He's now filed an EEOC complaint.
Right.
So it's going to go on. And a lot of these lawsuits, the last one that I read about took 8 years before it reached the Supreme Court. So hopefully we will be following this for many years to come.
Absolutely.
Terrell, thank you so much for joining us all the way from California. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching. Sports Court is adjourned.